So today I want to go over what happened during week 35 of pregnancy. Today I'm 36 weeks and 2 days pregnant, and quite a bit's happened, I guess, last week. So I had on Thursday, I had our home visit with the midwife and her assistant, and basically they just, they need to have a visit to your house so they know how to get to your place. And we discussed, which room I was planning on doing the birth in, and just did all the other stuff, like checked my blood pressure and the baby's heart rate, and just discussed any symptoms I was having. And the symptom that I noticed at the beginning of week 35 was I was having quite a bit of pain randomly in the cervix area. And when I Googled it, it was called lightning crotch, which I don't think that's the correct terminology. But essentially, it sounds like, it feels like it's a very sharp pain. And it's all, it's not a contraction or anything, nothing tightens up. But it's, I think it's just maybe the baby hitting on the cervix, or the baby dropping. It could be any of those things that's causing the pain, but it is sharp and quite painful. So I was having that, and totally normal. The other thing that happened in week 35, we did our infant CPR class, which was really useful. It was kind of scary because you hope you never use it, but it's good to know, how to do the basic Heimlich on a baby and CPR. We also had nutrition, baby nutrition, which was pretty much pointless. I learned absolutely nothing in that class, but it was part of the birthing class series. At the end, you get a nutrition class and a baby CPR class, so we had to go to that. So yeah, so that's what happened. The main thing that I'm noticing, I am extremely tired all the time. I have absolutely no energy. Right now I'm really exhausted. I feel like I can just tell my body's getting worn out from the pregnancy. Like, I can tell it's the end. I still get hiccups every day, several times a day, which I love feeling the baby have hiccups all the time. And the other thing that I've noticed in the last couple days, I think the baby may have dropped, because it seems like I can breathe a little bit better. And then the other thing that I noticed is I've been having just kind of like, I feel really sore in just the lower pelvic region. And so I don't know, I'm thinking the baby may have dropped. And that would make sense, because at the beginning of the week I was feeling all of those sharp pains in the cervix area, and then now I just feel really sore down there. And so I'm thinking the baby dropped, or is dropping. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, definitely sore, very tender. I don't know, but I do have a midwife appointment on Thursday. I'm now going to the doctor every week, so that's good, because I feel like every week now I have like a million questions. My feet always hurt, all the time. I just noticed today that my feet are a little bit swollen, and so are my hands, at least for me. I don't know, they don't really look swollen on camera, but anyway, for me, my hands are, they don't look like how they usually look. They're definitely swollen. And I'm not wearing my wedding ring. I can fit it on my finger, but it's really tight, and honestly, it's just, I'm worried about it getting stuck on there, so I'd rather just not even bother with it. So I must be having some water retention. But if you do have water retention, you're still supposed to drink a lot of water. So I'm still drinking tons of water. I probably should stay away from salty food. So Chinese may not have been the best idea. Anyway, yeah, so if you're having water retention, obviously you want to tone back on your salt intake. But, sometimes it's, also difficult when you're pregnant and just need to eat something easy. So, yep, so that's what's been going on. I'm just really exhausted. and I feel my body preparing for labor. I physically can tell that things are, happening down in like the birthing region of the body. So it's really exciting, but it's also scary at the same time, just because I feel, and I'm sure most people feel this way, like they need more time, you're not ready, not everything's put together. Um, so I've been trying to do, yesterday I was doing some baby laundry and putting that away. Um, Last night I also made up some bread. I've been trying to make bread and make up bread and then freeze it. So I did like a jalapeno cheddar that was really yummy. And I was better at trying to do double batches of meals and then freezing, the other batch, so I'd have something after when we have the baby. But then, I get these days where I'm really tired, and then it's convenient to eat the double batch or the other meal that I'd already made up. So something I definitely suggest is, if you're planning on making freezer meals when you're pregnant, start them in your second trimester, because the second trimester you feel amazing. I probably could have just baked all day long and cooked all day long and just really stocked my freezer. But because I waited until my third trimester, which, I have more time because I'm not working anymore, but then physically your body, by the end of the pregnancy, you're exhausted. Standing on your feet for long periods of time is pretty much awful, at least in my opinion. My feet kill me. I haven't had back issues, which I'm surprised about. Um, just those random times. Actually, I think it was in the second trimester I had some tailbone issues and then they went away. So thankfully my back has been fine, but my feet absolutely hurt me. It's horrible. Even when I haven't been on them for a long time, like even rolling out of bed in the morning, getting up and walking to the bathroom, my feet start hurting immediately, especially in my heel region. And so that's probably one of my hugest complaints now, is because I want to be on my feet. I want to be working on making dinner and freezing meals, or just doing laundry and just chores around the house, and then I keep having to sit down, elevate my feet. And it's just, when you're used to being able to do a whole bunch of different projects normally, it is really hard, and it's difficult when you make a list of what you need to accomplish for the day, and then you realize that you're not able to do it in as timely of a manner as you would like. So that's something to keep in mind. Start your meals in your second trimester, and you'll probably have a lot by the time your baby comes. Another thing that I've been trying to work on is, or think about, I should say, I want to make a little gift bag for my midwife and for her assistant. Okay, so for the midwife and her assistant, I wanted to make a little gift bag, just something, a little thank you for, sharing the special day with us and bringing our baby into this world, just something small. So far, I know I want to make a batch of mango jam. Part of the reason because I'm out of it and I really like it. And it's just a good excuse to make up some jam. So I wanted to make a batch of mango jam for them, or a jar each. And then probably I'm thinking about giving them each like a chocolate bar. And then I'm trying to think of something else, maybe homemade, that I can do. I tend to like baking. I wish I was good at making soaps. I would make like a little bar of soap or something nice like that, but I don't know. So if anybody has any ideas of what would be a nice, just like a little small gift for a midwife, let me know. Definitely open to other ideas, but I know for sure I want to do the jam and maybe chocolate. So that's something I feel like I need to start doing that this week, because next weekend I'm going to be 37 weeks, and although, I would like to make it, closer towards my due date, which would put me at the 31st, or Easter, who knows? The baby's going to come when the baby wants to come, and honestly, I can tell my body is preparing to have this baby. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if that's going to be next week, or if that's going to be I still have another month left. Tomorrow. I hope it's not tomorrow. So yeah, so that's a project I need to put at the top of my list now, just so it's done and out of the way. I still really want to get a prenatal massage. I have not done that, and I think it would really just be a good way for me to, end this pregnancy before I go into my labor. Just have like a really nice, relaxing day where I get pampered, because like everything on your body hurts when you're pregnant, and it would be nice to just kind of, get rid of all of that tension and just try to really be in a happy, relaxed place, at the end of my pregnancy before I go into having this baby. So I still want to get a prenatal massage. That's on my list. Trying to think what else. I think I mentioned this in my last video. I'm trying to come up with some songs, or just make a soundtrack of just different music to play while I'm in labor. So, upbeat music for if I need to speed up labor, and then I also want to have some like slower, relaxing music. Just, would be nice. So that's what I'm gonna do. When I have my midwife appointment on this Thursday, she's gonna check me for strep B. We didn't actually end up doing that at my house, so we're gonna check for that. I'm also gonna pick up the birthing tub, and then I don't know. We're like seriously in the home stretch. As far as the nursery is concerned, I've had some people asking if I'm going to do a nursery tour, and I absolutely would love to. Except for the nursery is not really, it's not done at all, really. Well, I guess I have my changing station set up, and I kind of had this huge, like this vision of what I wanted to do, basically redo the whole room, because like I said before, there's like 2 different colors of wallpaper, and the floor really needs to be painted. It's a wood floor, and it's painted like this gray color that's kind of chipping. And we just threw down like a cheap rug for now, and then once we know the sex of the baby, we want to get like a nice rug that's more like gender specific. But at this point, since I'm so far along and I could have the baby within, the next 1 to 3 weeks, or 1 to 4 weeks, whatever, we're just going to keep the nursery functional, and then after, when we have the baby, then probably have some family and stuff help us with redoing the nursery. But as far as now, where we're at, there's so much more going on. The remodel that's been going on our home for the last 6 months is nearing completion, and definitely a lot longer than we thought. So there are other things going on that kind of we've been prioritizing. And the baby, baby doesn't need to have like a perfectly decorated room. The baby doesn't care. That's more for us. So the way we see it at this point, we just need to have everything ready and organized for the baby, and then when we can go back and decorate it and personalize it and everything, then we can do that. So at this point, I'm not doing a tour of the nursery because it's not very cute, but I will at some point when we are there. If the nursery is all decorated, I can show my organization and all that once I figure out how to organize everything. I will show a quick shot of how big I am, and I think I may have dropped. It's purely because of how sore I've been. I don't know if that's, it seems like that's kind of one of those signs when you're sore, and breathing's not as difficult as it has been. So here we are at 36 weeks and 2 days. So I don't know. It seems like I have more space up here, which I know that's another thing you look for, is if you have more space between your breasts and where your belly is at. So it kind of feels like I do. So I don't know. Here. So I'm not really sure if I've dropped or not, but it seems like I have. At least it feels like it's not as high up. And most people say if you're carrying high, it's a girl. If you're carrying low, it's a boy. And the last few weeks, everybody's like, "Oh, you look like you're carrying a girl." And then today, somebody told me that I look like I'm carrying a boy. But I'm thinking, Probably because I've dropped, and she's probably basing it on the fact that it looks like I'm carrying the baby low. So I don't know. So that's what's been going on. Nothing crazy, just really tired and trying to think of all the last minute things that need to be taken care of before the baby gets here. So, yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions, and I will try to do another update next week. And so I hope this wasn't too rambly. I'm extremely tired, and yeah, I definitely could use caffeine right about now, but we're almost at the end. But yeah, it's weird. It's like, at one point I'm like, on one side I'm really excited that the baby's gonna be here and I can't wait. My body is like done. I'm so exhausted and just everything hurts. But then when I think about not being pregnant anymore, that makes me sad too, because I'm gonna miss feeling the baby move around and feeling the baby kick and just all the wonderful things with pregnancy. So it's just, but of course holding the baby is much better. So anyway, I will talk to you guys later and hope you guys are doing well. Bye.